Hey guys, welcome back into another video, and in this video we're going to be going over lists in Python. Before we jump into it, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and let's dive right into it. As you can see, I already have a Python file up, but before I type anything, what are lists? A list is simply a collection of values. Now, a list in Python is declared by square brackets right here. So a list is just a collection of values. How you declare list in Python is with the square brackets. So like let's just call this sample underscore list and square brackets. So this declares the list and you can add any sort of values inside this list. So let's just start by adding strings inside here. If you haven't watched my video on strings, go down to the description and check out my channel. And I have a video about strings, everything you need to know for that. And so here I'm gonna put just apple, comma, pear, comma, watermelon. Now this is a list with 3 values, and each of these values have an index. So if I were to like show you guys the index, let me just add a comma here. So the apple would be 0, or the first index would be 0, which is 0. If you don't know about indexes, in my string video I also go over that. So it works the same way as it works in strings. And then the pear would be the 1, and the watermelon would be the second index. So to access these values, you would use these indexes. So let's say I want to print out pear, which is, or I want to print out watermelon, which is the second index in this list. So I just click print sample list, sample list, square brackets, 2. Now this is going to print out watermelon because that's the second index. Run this here, and as you can see, we have watermelon. Now we can go over slicing, but to do that we need to add some more variables in here. I'll just add a couple more, banana and strawberry. So as you can guess, this is the third index and this is the fourth. And so what indexes are is I can print certain values of the list. So let's say I want to print 2 onwards. I don't want to print any of these two. I just want to print the values after 2. I do 2 and then I do colon. This prints out the rest of the list: watermelon, banana, raspberry. And let's say I want to print up to 2. I put the colon before the 2. This prints out from the beginning up to 2. So it would print out apple and pear. And that's how basically indexing and slicing works. And now we'll move on to changing values of the list. So let's say I want to change this this pear value, and I want to make it, let's say, blackberry. So then I can just add a new one, changing values. Then I can just do sample list at 1, which is where the pear is, and set that equal to blackberry. And now if I print this list out again, print out sample list, this pear value would now be blackberry. As you can see, blackberry. And in the first list, the pear value still exists because I changed this after this print statement and I changed it over here. So up to this point, line number 9, the value of the first index is still pear. Next, moving on to adding and deleting from the list. So first, we'll go over adding to the list, and there's a very convenient function called append. So to add to the list, let's just say we want to add another value. We do sample list dot append, and let's say we want to add the value of blueberry. So what this does is just adds the value of blueberry to the end of the list. So as you can see, if I print this out again, print sample list, run this, and you can see there's a value blueberry at the end. Next, we're gonna do deleting. So deleting from the list, and for that we use this del function, which just stands for delete. And now let's say we want to delete the second value. So we want to delete watermelon. So you just add the index inside here, and what this does, it just deletes whatever is on that second index in the sample list. So, and then we can print the sample list out, and you can see there is no watermelon in this last one. Now we'll move on to some useful methods and functions. So let's say methods or list methods and functions. So let's say we have a list of numbers, call it nums equals in any particular order 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 3. And we want to sort this list. Normally we would have to loop through it and change it that way, but in Python there's a very convenient feature called sort. So we just print out nums dot sort, and what this does, it changes in order of increasing. So if you run it here, you print nums dot sort. Yeah, you would have to call this outside the print value. So, because this function or this method, it doesn't really return anything. So you just say nums.sort, and over here it sorts the list from increasing order, and then you do print nums, and as you can see, once I run this, the list that is over here is now sorted into ascending order. So next up, there is, if there's sort, there's also a reverse feature. So I can do nums dot reverse and then print that out. Now you can see it's just that but flipped around. So, and then some more functions or methods include remove, and for remove we do let's say we don't have an index from our list that we know we have to remove, but we'd rather know the value that we want to remove. So back to the list over here, let's say we want to remove banana from this list. Banana, let's say we don't know what index it's on, so we just say sample list dot remove banana. Now, if there's two bananas in this list, it's just gonna remove the first instance and be done with it over there. Now, if you print it out, you can see there is no banana in the list. And a couple more useful features are len. So what len does, it returns the length of the list, so how many values are inside this list. So in this numbers, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 values. We just print len of nums. What this does, it gives us the length of how many values there are. So the length of the list, which is 7, which is correct. Now we move on to another function called count. So if we were to print out count, or sorry, nums.count, nums.count, copy that we'll get to later, count, and you can see there's two of these two values, so we just say count 2. So what this does, it counts how many instances of 2 are in the list. We run this, it should return 2, and as you can see, it does. That'll be it for this video. In the next video, we'll be diving further into lists, going into related lists, linked lists, which are basically the same thing. Also, two-dimensional lists, which are useful for grids if you want to work on games such as tic-tac-toe or memory. And that'll be all done in the next video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.